Hey, now I want to take just a couple of minutes here and talk a little bit about the Tri-Cities Marathon that's coming up that is sponsored by Trios Health. And we have in the studio with us right now Holly Boyce, and she is a runner herself. She's also a trainer. But what I think is kind of fascinating is how you even got into it. I mean, this is going to be your 9th marathon, is that what you said?
It is.
So you're running 26 point something miles. That's for
0.2.
People that don't do that. Man, we look at you and we just think you're kind of crazy. But why did you get involved in the first place?
About 5 years ago, I had breast cancer at the age of 30, and after I finished all my cancer treatments, chemo, radiation, all the whole shebang, I just made this bucket list of items that I wanted to do, and run a marathon was on there, and so I honestly picked a plan off the internet and just went for it, followed it. It wasn't the best plan, but I followed it and ran the Portland Marathon. It was my very first one.
Wow, how'd you do?
Okay. I've done better since then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was tough, but every one of them has brought something out within myself that has just been really cool, and I've learned a lot of stuff about myself through doing that, and it's just been a lot of fun.
I think that that's what people talk about with these marathons. I mean, obviously, it's not a team sport at all. I mean, you are totally competing with yourself, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And pretty much everyone around that same time frame, that 20th mile or so, there is a constant battle. No matter how many I've done, I get the same thing that happens in my head. You can't do this. It's too hard. You should just stop and not finish. And every time you have to kind of battle past that. And I think it's those moments through races like this here locally, or any of them, that really give us that confidence inside to go out and do whatever it is that we want to do in life.
The marathon is coming up, I believe it is October 25th.
Yep.
Yeah, so if people still want to sign up, where can they go?
They can go to 3rr.org, which is the Three Rivers Roadrunners.
Yeah.
And there is a link on there to sign up, and you just have to sign up online by the 18th of October is the cutoff for online registration, and you'll get a medal with that, but no shirt, and it's $70.
All right, so let's go back to, you found this app that was a system that prepared you for, how far out did you start preparing?
The first marathon was probably, I think I had like 5 or 6 months for the first marathon, but I've done them as little as 16 weeks or so. There's my favorite app is actually the Run Less, Run Faster's app, and that provides like a 16 weeks training schedule, I believe.
Well, as I believe I remember hearing, it's really a neat route around here in the Tri-Cities. I mean, you're running along the river and everything, so it's actually going to be a very beautiful day. What time does it start?
It starts at 8 a.m. And then there's some, if you would like to start earlier than that, there's opportunities to set that up with them as well.
Yeah. So are you constantly in preparation? I mean, or do you just tone it up? Do you just turn it up right before?
It depends on how, I kind of have to plan out the race calendar for the year to see, because I really don't want to be in training all the time.
Yeah.
It'd be a little bit tough on my body, but during race prep time, you are just increasing your mileage by a little bit each week, and then a couple weeks prior you start tapering back on that.
All right.
Just cut back the mileage.
Really appreciate that. Holly Boyce, and she was talking to us today about the Tri-Cities Marathon coming up on October 25th, and it is sponsored by the Trios Health. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Hey, what are we going to do tomorrow? I'm going to tell you about a couple things that we're going to talk about tomorrow, and one of them is ease into retirement. Folks, if you are close to that, or maybe it just happened to you because we're a baby boomer generation, yeah, a lot of people are retiring right now.
It's going to hit me like a cement truck.
I know, for a lot of people it does. It does. That's why I think we could benefit by kind of easing into it. One of the best things that's ever been said that I have heard is, if you are what you do, wow, what happens when you don't do it anymore? And I think that happens to a lot of people. They are what they do, And when they're not doing it anymore, what is their world? So we're going to learn some about that. Plus, we're going to learn about this program called Fast Forward, operated by the Boys and Girls Club, supported by United Way. And basically, they go out and get kids to get back in high school and get a high school diploma. It'll be very, very interesting. I can guarantee you that. Had a good time today. Really enjoyed what we learned today. Hey, why don't we do it again tomorrow at noon?